backed in the game.
Give me a break, need another life. Oh, need another life, life. Give me a break, need another life.
And here we are again, and it won't be the last one either. It's the North London derby between Arsenal and Spurs again. Will a man get sent off? Will Arsenal score goals? Anything could happen in this fixture this season. The North London derby is back again. We are back here to probably see Arsenal inflict more misery on Ange Postecoglou and his Spurs side. In the last two games these two have had, they've had 3 sendings off, and Arsenal have won on both occasions by massive scorelines. And, well, Postecoglou, we must be just hoping, don't get a man sent off. I think that'll be more of an obtainable objective than beating this red-hot Arsenal side coming off the back of that 5-0 thumping to the FA Cup holders. And would you believe it, the 4th round has Spurs against Arsenal. The North London derby has been quite a common fixture this year, and Postecoglou is going to be getting quite sick of it, to be honest. Well, he has reinforced the squad. I think a couple of new signings will come in, but I don't really think that's going to make too much of a difference. We have the antigally anticipated debut, I'll get there in a minute, of Victor Gyökeres, finally getting to make his Arsenal debut after missing out on a plethora of games due to being cup-tied. Lenny Yoro also comes in as well. David Raya assumes captain duties with Saka and Odegaard missing today. Henry Francis and Lewis Skelly, 2 of the youngsters making their North London starts. And it is all as you were. For Postecoglou today, Vicario has done very well against Arsenal, except for the goals he has conceded. Porro and Christian Romero were just hoping not to get sent off, as Porro got sent off in the last one, and I think Romero has got sent off in both. Diego Dallo only makes the bench, as he did in the previous fixture in the Carabao Cup. Can Spurs get something? That is the question. I think the answer may be no, but you never know. But Postecoglou is going to be getting quite sick of this fixture, considering the pain and misery that Arsenal have inflicted on their North London neighbours so far this season. Plenty of goals scored against them, and Son already is taking a shot from there. He was very wasteful in the Carabao Cup match. He was probably Spurs' worst player. To be completely honest, he made nothing on his chances whatsoever, and he's been deploying the FIFA/EAFC tactic of scoring for the kickoff for what Chris Smoove would call kickoff cheese. Didn't work there for Son Heung-min on that one. Solomon gets a start. Again, Dominic Solanke doesn't get a North London derby game under his belt. He once again makes the bench along with Richarlison and Diego Dallo. And Diego Dallo is probably going to be thankful that he's left the sinking ship of Manchester United, and Yaro's probably feeling the same as well. I think they only got to be teammates once or twice in their careers at Manchester United, if that at all. And so they'll be facing against each other if both of them do make appearances later on, or if Dallo does, because Yoro is already starting for Arsenal at centre-back today. There he is in the top right of your screen. Victor Gyökeres, the signing from Sporting Lisbon. Probably not someone who was first on the signing card when Arsenal drew it up, but they'll certainly take it with the injuries to the likes of Martinelli and Saka one of which for Martinelli. He'll be out for the rest of the season as he suffered an ACL injury, which we forgot to report in the last match. It was that dreaded ACL injury that has become a common cause of many players' shortened careers. It's become a very common injury for sports people to have. So that keeps Martinelli out for the rest of the season. And Arteta will just have to hope that this kind of depleted squad can hold on. So the status at the moment: Manchester City won again. Arsenal now 2 points behind. If they win, they go back in front. That match against Manchester City is coming relatively soon. It'll be around the FA Carabao Cup second leg tie in that one, and I think it comes first. And then I think what happens is that they'll face City for the league, then they'll face City for the EFL Cup or a Champions League match. I can't remember which one it was. I think they've got Fenerbahce and Celtic left in that, by the way, when it comes to the league phase. And then they face City again, and then I think they go on to face Spurs in the FA Cup. So a lot of cup games over this next month or so for Arsenal. And they've won all of them so far, except for one. They didn't win the EFL Cup match against Manchester City. They only drew that one, although they were on course to win it. But unfortunately, David Reyes couldn't keep a shot out that went straight through him. And he equalised the game. So, player debut for Victor Gyökeres in this Arsenal side. And like we said, that could have a domino effect when it comes to Manchester United. There's been definite talk that Almiron could walk if he's not sacked first. It's gone that badly for Almiron at the moment, and now he's lost the chance to sign one of his better players at Sporting Lisbon. And if there's talk that if Manchester United sign no one in this window, or someone that Almiron doesn't particularly want, he could walk. And that would be absolutely dire in Manchester United's pretty dire season right now. I think Nketiah is hobbling around, and that's not what Arteta needed either. There should be another injury that Arteta might have to deal with. Timber deals with Son with the ball. So if Spurs do get a sending off, how many will they get? They had 2 in the last match. They had 1 in the first one. Christian Romero was sent off. Then he was sent off again. And then Porro got himself sent off. They're both starting right now. So they'll be hoping just to make it to probably the end of the first half at this point. And here's Son with a good ball to Kulusevski, but then he gives it away. Euro. Here's Tomiyasu. Fabio Vieira. So this is a must-win for Arsenal. They must keep on scoring and keep on winning. Here is Miles Lewis-Skelly. It was a great debut, London derby goal for him. So he made his debut for the club, of course. I think this is his first London derby appearance. With the corner. That's Tomiyasu. And here is Oliver Skip, the Spurs. This one tackled by Yuri Timber. Doesn't matter if it's Saliba, Gabriel, or even Timber, or even Calvori. You're not getting past them as much as possible. Masuma. Bentancur scored that well in the first derby. Unfortunately, the Spurs and Postecoglou, it seems like such a long time ago. Actually, just this moment, actually figured out how to pronounce his name. I think I've been pronouncing it wrong all year, to be honest. Solomon, by Tomiyasu, and well, Sergio Reguilon is going into the referee's book, so we've got a booking at least. Wasn't Tomiyasu. I didn't think there was much going to come of that, but that's what he's been booked for. So we could be on for sending off. Reguilon's got to be careful. Snipped the ball in. It was deflected away by Timber, and Regulian got his head to it, but straight into the arms of David Raya. Tomiyasu to Jack Henry Francis. Suma, and now Son. Good take by Raya on that one. Laura. And Timber, and Son was coming in quickly. Skelly finds Tierney. Here's Gyökeres. He's just got past his man and he cuts inside and forces a save out of Vicaro. It's the first shot in an Arsenal shirt for Victor Gyökeres. It's not a bad one either. Make the keeper work on his debut. Isaac Moreno scored in theirs, of course. It's against Spurs, incidentally. So it's a good omen for Gyökeres today. Son has got the beating of Lewis Skelly. He's got to go alone though. Oh, he's picked out Solomon and it's a header wide. Tottenham have just been very wasteful when they've come up against Arsenal at the very least. Postecoglou has done very well to get his team into a Champions League position. And when I say Champions League position, I mean the only one that's realistically available, because Manchester City, Arsenal and Newcastle United are some way far way in front of the rest of the league. Although Newcastle United have been slipping lately, which is very unfortunate. It's going to be between Arsenal and City again. I think those two City matches are actually in February, I believe. So mark those down on your calendars. Francis to Tomiyasu. Lewis Skelly. And Lewis Skelly's in the box. Oh, unfortunately he hasn't scored. Seems up for it though. The youngsters, Lewis Skelly and Henry Francis, both starting today for Spurs. Well, this is Spurs' best chance to get a result from here without Isak to inflict more misery. This is a chance for Arsenal, but as we've said plenty of times this season, it doesn't really matter who's out there playing for Mikel Arteta. They'll always score, and they'll more than often than not always win. But here's Son. He's wasted another one. I mean, Son has definitely not had the best of seasons against Arsenal. He was very poor in the Carabao Cup fixture, wasted almost every chance he got. I think at least in the first derby fixture of the season, I think he at least scored. Vieira. Ketia seems to have run off a little knock he picked up. And Yeri went down under a challenge, but I think it was I think a free kick's gone to Spurs. I believe it's for offside. It is against Ifon Wanyeri. Ketia, good tackle. With Skelling. Wanyeri. And Ruzagun has got there. Now here's Son. And smothered by Arsenal players all around him, really. Perez, Nketiah. Nketiah goes round a challenge from, I believe it was Son, and scores. And it's more misery for Spurs against Arsenal. And it's Eddie Nketiah, most unlikely of scorers. But as we said, it doesn't matter who's out there, they continue to score and they continue to win. And that's exactly what Mikel Arteta just wants that to keep happening as much as possible. Arsenal have only lost 2 games all season overall, and only once in the Premier League. That was against Manchester City, of course. And Nketiah makes it 1-0 to Arsenal. And Postecoglou's time against his North London rivals doesn't get any better. Arsenal 1, Spurs 0. Well, Spurs, they've had a good recovery year, but they've had a miserable time trying to get something against Arsenal. Oh, it's a good save from Raya, and that's the first decent shot that Son has taken in 1 and a bit more games. And it's going to be Kulusevski to take this corner. Led away by Lewis Skelly. Jasugan. And cleared by Vieira. Well, it's better than the previous 2 matches. For Spurs, they've not had a man sent off, but they've had a man in the book. But it's not much better because they are still the losing side at this very moment, though. Solomon tries to get a shot in, but Yaro does a great job of throwing his body in front of it. And you're already showing that tremendous potential that he has. Kulusevski always played back to Son, and Raya, well read. Raya showing great football IQ there. Vieira heads forward. Gyökeres. Oh, it's almost a beautiful touch, but Arsenal get the free kick anyway. And they take it quickly. Nketiah finds Gyökeres, looking to equal the debuts of Isaac and Moreno. And he can't do it on this occasion. Well, it's better for Spurs, but not by much. They're still behind by 1-0, but at least they've got all 11 players on the pitch. But Eddie Nketiah really proving Arsenal's depth is what is probably going to make them over the line and win trophies this season. It's a tighter one than previous, but Arsenal still lead by 1-0. Welcome back to the Emirates Stadium in a North London derby, the 3rd and penultimate one of the season. And we say that, of course, because Arsenal and Spurs drew against each other in the 4th round of the FA Cup later this year. Murialo's got there immediately off the kickoff. Arsenal still lead by a goal to, or do lead by a goal to nil, I should say. And it's been a tighter affair than the previous 2 games at this point. Spurs are just happy to have all 11 players on the pitch as of right now, because they lost Christian Romero and Pedro Porro in the first 20 minutes of the game from both being sent off. So they've lasted much longer than they needed the first time around, or the last time at least. Well, Tyranny got that ball in the face. And skip is going off for James Maddison. Jack Henry Francis heads away. Wonderfully done. And now here's Nwaneri. He's away. Advantage gained by Arsenal. Basuma a lot more quicker and powerful than Nwaneri right now. It's something Nwaneri will probably get in time. He's a very young kid with tremendous upside. Son wastes another one. Well, he is the captain of this team. He's certainly not leading by example in terms of his shooting. Wonderful play by Nketiah. And another common fixture we've had this season. Monieri, Sebo, Vicario. Another common fixture we've had this season is Aston Villa up against Arsenal. We've got that next time out. As we've had that twice already. Once at the beginning of the year and then the other in the Carabao Cup second round, I believe it was. Here's Monieri. Romero. So now Spurs a little bit of a keep the ball there. Kulusevski into Son. That's why he may force the save out of the keeper. Martis trying to get around Reguli and doesn't do it. Now Son again. Why is he shooting so much? Well, Solomon's going to wait for De Andrade. Oh, it's Richarlison, actually. Huh. There's Nketiah. He goes in. Pursued by Nketiah. Lewis Skelly will get there. And he will shoot. Not a bad shot from the kid. Tremendous awareness to get the ball there. Skelly finds tyranny for Spurs. They will take a trip to the Goodison Park farewell tour. Gyökeres, good save by Vicario. And that'll be next for Spurs. And we hope Everton continue to find results. You don't want to lose them as well as Goodison Park next season. That would be truly, truly heartbreaking. I think everyone who's a neutral, at the very least, is an Everton fan this season. We want them to do well. Here is Fabio Vieira. Nketiah. Oh, it's a good save by Vicario, to be fair. Nketiah, great save by Vicario. He's done well against Arsenal. He's just, it's just been the striking prowess and the scoring prowess from this team. But they've been held down to just one today. So far, anyway. Vieira with the corner. Tomiyasu. Laura. Gyökeres. Now Nketiah again. Oh, he's pinging it around. Gyökeres. I guess he wanted to give Gyökeres a chance to score, but unfortunately, nothing doing. He could pay for that now, though. Comes Richarlison. Pursued by Lenny Yara. Oh, he's done brilliantly. Yara is really showing that upside now. Getting a run of games in a system he's gelled with quite handsomely by the looks of it. Son. And finally Son scores, and that levels the game. And this game just got a little bit more interesting. Son has actually scored for once. Finally, he puts one in the back of the net. One captain beats another. It's a good strike from Son, to be fair. If he'd done more of that, maybe Spurs would be ahead. Well, That will make the title race a lot more interesting if it ends like this. City are currently top as of now. And once again, Spurs could be doing City a massive favour. How ironic. And now, could we get a sending off here? Vieira's gone down. And if that is... It is a red card for Regulian. It's a sending off. What is going on? No sooner had Spurs got an advantage, Regulian has done something really, really silly and got himself sent off. That is ridiculous. What is wrong with these Spurs players? Why do they keep getting themselves sent off? It's madness. No sooner had Spurs felt like they could finally get somewhere, Regulian does something truly stupid and gets himself sent off. And now Kulusevski is gone for Brent Johnson. And it's just Spurs, isn't it? It's just Spurs against Arsenal right now. It just never seems to go their way at the moment. And even when it does, then one of their players does something really silly. And it looks like Pantano is going to be warming up as a substitution. Hold the phone. Here comes Richarlison. And here comes Son. And it's blocked out by Timber. And Richarlison's blocked out by Yaro. And that could have been very dangerous. And now, Charlie Patino is going to be coming on for Jack Henry Francis. He's been rather ineffective today. And really had a lot to do. Yasu. Well, Spurs could pull a surprise result out of the bag here, but now they've left themselves a man short again. Wanyeri into Nketiah. And without Isak, the scoring does dry up a tiny bit for Arsenal. But they need to get a result out of this one, preferably a win, because a draw would not be enough to put them back on top. How ironic is it that Spurs could be doing City another favour a season on from, you could say, doing them a favour last season. It always seems to be Spurs that have some say in title races. Pretty sure that, and I say that because I'm pretty sure that Spurs beat Chelsea the year Leicester City won the title as well. They always seem to be involved in title races and have defining moments of them. And this could be another telling point as well. But Regulian was rather stupid, getting himself sent off just when Son had given Tottenham maybe some hope that something could be done here. Arsenal have certainly not looked at their best in the scoring department. Anderson to Bentancur. And Skelly. Another good tackle. He's done well today. Miles Lewis Skelly. Patino. What is made about Charlie Patino so far. Dragusin moves it away. Well, Arsenal are on a pretty incredible winning streak as of now. That could end soon, but it's still a point on the board. Raya makes a very vital save. Tierney tries to keep it as far away from Spurs players as possible. Who can blame him? Basuma's got it off Lewis Skelly though. Tierney immediately goes back for it. Mocarez has not really had the most explosive debut in the world. Skelly. Wanyeri to Fabio Vieira. He probably should have taken that on a lot sooner. It's a bad mistake, really. Charleston keeps it in. Yara was really caught ball watching. And here's Son. Well, wasn't the best header he ever took. I don't think there was really much else on, to be fair. So maybe he took that rather out of hope rather than expectation, trying to probably force Ryan to a save he didn't want to make. Well, Spurs 7 minutes away from a very unlikely point against the run of play today. Arsenal have been the slightly better side. Yasu could score at any moment though, Arsenal. But today they've not really looked at it. Not wholeheartedly anyway. Lewis Skelly does well. Gyökeres! Good save by Ricardo. Nketiah puts in a rebound. There you go. That's what Arsenal can do. And Nketiah loves it. And it's another late goal for Arsenal. They can come out of nowhere. That kind of grit and performance is what might win them in this title race. A vital, vital moment perhaps. Arsenal have not looked their best in the scoring department today, but this could be vital. And Regulian may have just made a really bad and costly error that cost his team today's game, as Arsenal will win the third of 4, at the very least, London derbies this season. Well, they haven't really looked like scoring, not in the abundance of goals case, but they do have one. But there's still time for Spurs to maybe get another. Tomiyasu handball. Is that on the edge of the box or is it a penalty? It's actually a free kick to Arsenal. That is bizarre. I'm sure Tomiyasu hands the ball there. Not intentionally, of course. But I rather feel that Tomiyasu should have been conceding a free kick there. Miles Lewis Skelly. Where's the Tottenham defence? And finally there from Christian Romero. And Lewis Skelly was just strolling into the box for a moment there. Kai Havertz in a good piece of news. He made the bench today, but he's not being utilised by Arteta. He's had a bit of a long period out. Well, this will be the sort of performance that makes Arsenal believe that they can go all the way now. They haven't looked at the races scoring-wise, but they've been able to manage to pull this game out. 5 more minutes to hold on to this lead and go back to the top of the table tonight. Bentancur. Son. Oh, he missed. Oh dear. Well, that wasn't too far off. That is a good strike. I think Raya was beaten had that been on target. Suma to Bentancur. 3 more minutes. Spurs are coming forward though. Son with another effort. Blocked out by Timber. Monieri. Brilliant touch. It ends up with Vieira of all people. Vieira skimmed his man. Jackson gets it. Maddison. 2 minutes left. Vieira. The Emirates crowd can sense it. It's a vital win here if Arsenal can get it. There's Suma. Is there any more time? 10 seconds. Son. And he's been stopped by Timber, but he gets a free kick. And that's harsh. Very harsh. But here is Son with a free kick that probably shouldn't have been given. And Johnson! He scored! Oh my, a twist! And it comes from Spurs again. They have their own say in this title race. Brennan Johnson has broken the winning streak, but Arsenal still get a point. But should they have had this free kick in the first place? It looked incredibly harsh. Johnson, a great header to be fair. Yoro probably should have done better. But, oh yeah, he probably should have done much better to be fair. Oh, and Arsenal. Well, that's a side we've not seen in quite some time. Dropped points from Arsenal. And it brings back horrible memories of last season when that happened on many an occasion. And it means that City will now stay top. Son did beautifully with the assist, to be fair, but should he have had that free kick in the first place? I don't know. But in any case, Nketiah's 2 goals. For once, Arsenal's scoring prowess is not enough. Spurs have delivered a twist, and the title race is now heading in another way. What a classic North London derby this one. Finally, Spurs get something against Arsenal here. 2-2. So let's have a look at all the scores for today's games. And a vital win, of course, for Manchester City. They beat Brentford by 2-1 then. West Ham 2, Fulham 2, Chelsea 3, Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Liverpool 3. That's crucial for 4th then, of course. Everton lost again, sadly, to Aston Villa. Newcastle actually have a lifeline throw to them now, a 4-1 against Wolves. Leicester 1, Crystal Palace 3, and the North London derby was 2-2. And finally, Ipswich Town 0, Brighton 1. So now, City are a point ahead. Arsenal, crucially though, get that point, but it should have been 3. Newcastle United handled some sort of lifeline, but that little slump in the middle might have hurt their chances. Liverpool now move to 4th, ahead of Spurs. Chelsea in 6th, ahead of Aston Villa, and Brentford completing the top 8, as they've had a great year, to be fair. West Ham and I think it's Manchester United completing the top 10. No, it's Bournemouth. So Manchester United have fallen down a lot further than I expected. Actually, 11th, now they're 12th. It's not going right, is it? So let's see who's below them in terms of points, because that could be quite worrying on another year, but I think they'll be okay. Fulham on 23 points, then Leicester on 22. Unless Manchester United wholeheartedly collapse, actually, come to think of it, then you've got Crystal Palace in 15th now, with Ipswich 16th. Nottingham Forest have dropped to 17th, and Everton, sadly, in the relegation zone. Let's hope we don't lose them. Southampton and Wolves complete the zone. Fingers crossed, Everton can find something fast.